Coming to you from the myriad landscape on the plane of Dominaria, probably. This is Tap Tap Concede. Welcome, everybody.
Hey.
Graham here.
Cameron here.
Alex here.
And today, because it's been a while, we're going to have a crack-a-pack day. We're going to crack, well, I don't know how many packs. It depends on what we open.
Packs down. We rip packs down.
Depends on if we roll a 20 or not, because the 20 is actually 3 packs. So
Interesting.
we shall see. Before we get started, a reminder that Tap Tap Concede is brought to you by CardKingdom.com. Go to CardKingdom.com/LRR to put our affiliate code on there, which lets them know that we sent them to you, and we send them to you because we think they're great. That's where we buy our singles when we buy online. They'll ship singles anywhere in the world. Bless you, Paul. They'll ship sealed product anywhere in the U.S. And if you tell them, Loading Ready Run sent me, button please, they'll give you a little 1-inch button, which currently says, I have 12x removals. If you need to, be salty that you lost when you have all these removals.
Mm-hmm. Well,
it can happen.
didn't draw them.
Yeah. And
Or your opponent had 13 threats.
yeah.
It's like, how do I beat the all removal deck? Well, you play all the threats plus one.
Yep.
Yeah.
Which, actually, I was going to say, by the way, thanks to Card Kingdom, they just actually did a blog post about us.
Yeah, they did. As one of their affiliates, they did a whole sort of write-up on us, which was really cool.
Look at you.
Yeah. And this show and everything we do is brought to you by you and your kind support of our Patreon at patreon.com/loadingreadyRun. Please check that out.
Okay.
We had Cameron and I had a experience similar to the like I have all these removals at the pre-release. We were playing as Allison separately. And after Allison beat Cam, and then I beat Allison, and afterwards Allison was saying to me, that my deck has some amount of bombs and some amount of removal, and in my 2 games against Cameron, I drew all of them. Like, one game was all the bombs, and the second game was all the removal.
True facts.
And then in both of her games against me, she drew the other half of the deck, which is all the filler.
Yeah.
They were not pretty games.
It was just raining, crushing blows down upon my deck.
So sometimes that happens at pre-release.
Yeah, but I did have both cats, both rare cats.
Yes, Cat Tribal.
Cat tribal, it worked. Kind of.
I was tweeting about it on the LRR MTG account, and some people were like, Cameron's playing green-white cats? Are you sure it's Cameron?
Yeah, well, it's like I had 3 blue creatures in my pool, so...
Yeah.
God, I hope
Yeah.
they don't see me playing Grixis Delve.
Yeah, it's like you play what you
You're
open,
not playing
right?
mono red?
What's going on? All right.
You play what you open, folks.
Roll that big D20. Let's go. Whoop.
Ying, ying, ying,
Bye.
ying, ying,
Try
ying.
again.
Ying.
It rolled right into my lap. 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hey, it's Journey to Nyx.
Ooh.
Let's
Joe?
go on a journey to Nyx. I guess we'll put it over here for now.
This was a
That would
really
probably
interesting
block
set.
Yeah. This pack was given to us by Sean Morford, a.k.a. Dark Morford, at PAX West 2016.
Darkness. The creatures that are also enchantments.
It was
Constellation was actually a really interesting mechanic.
it was fun, yeah. All right, let's start with Nyx Infusion. It's 2 and a black for a creature enchantment aura. Enchanted creature gets +2/+2 if it is an enchantment. Otherwise, it gets -2/-2.
Oh.
So this was kind of interesting. It was like you could make your enchantment creatures bigger, or use it as situational removal, but only against their non-enchantment creatures.
Right.
But
Well,
it was cool.
reminded me a bit of, there was a white enchantment in Innistrad that was like an arrest or like a buff.
Yeah, it was for humans.
Bonds
Yeah.
of Humanity.
Bonds of Faith?
Yeah, Bonds of Faith.
Bonds of Faith. Yeah.
Yeah, I really like that.
I think, generally speaking, you're much more interested in having this as removal than pump, but could be all right. Next, God Hunter Octopus.
Yes.
5/5 for 5 and a blue. God Hunter Octopus can't attack unless defending player controls an enchantment or enchanted permanent.
I don't know what the people of Theros think an octopus is.
No.
But this
That's pretty
is-
big.
that's not where an octopus's mouth goes. But
A little
I'll take it.
confused because why the additional clause on this enchanted permanent? Because enchanted permanent if you have enchanted it.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, that
See,
suddenly just made sense. I was
I-
like, why? Because they already own it. Oh no, it's
No,
an
no, it's-
enchantment. that
I
you
thought
own.
of the same thing, But if I put Nyx Infusion on your creature,
Exactly.
I control an enchantment, but you control an enchanted permanent.
Yes.
Got it.
Yeah.
So, but it's also the God Hunter Octopus, and because the enchantments in this set are the boons of the gods, then
Yeah.
if they have an
gonna eat
enchanted
it.
permanent,
I'm
then
gonna
it's
eat
going to
it.
come for it.
It's got too many mouths.
Yeah, I can imagine that if you have somebody from a different plane is just hanging out on Theros and is like, hey, you want to go get some calamari or something? People
Yeah.
on Theros are like, oh my god, you
Yeah, it's
eat
like-
that? How?
People from your world just eat God Hunter Octopuses, I suppose.
Huh.
Well, look at
Your
you.
chefs
Well, aren't
must
you
be
hard?
amazing.
I like this is Kiora and Thassa fighting. Is what this is.
They had bad blood,
They
didn't
don't like
Yeah,
each other.
no.
Sigiled Skink. It's a 2/1 for 1 and a red, and whenever it attacks, scry 1.
Scrap Hiker.
This
Yeah.
was totally fine.
Yeah, I like this little guy.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
Counterpart to Sigiled Starfish.
Yeah. Font of Vigor. The fonts were not super exciting, but this one was 1 and a white for an enchantment, and then for 2 and a white and sacrifice it, you gain 7 life. Which is fine. Generally speaking, the fonts were not amazing. The blue one, I think, was pretty good because you drew cards.
Yeah, I liked the green one in Constructed because it was instant speed like Land Tutor.
Right.
Well, these
This
are-
one was bad.
These are in here for
To trigger Constellation.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like-
exactly.
Oh, I get a thing off this, so
Crew fixes. Oh, yeah, Font of Fortunes. Yeah.
yeah, that's not so bad.
Yeah, that's basically slightly more expensive divination. Font of Fortunes was 1 and a blue to cast it, and then 1 and a blue and sack it to draw 2 cards. So.
Yeah.
And then, oh yeah, Font of Fertility, right? Single green mana, and then 1 and a green to sack it, and you get a basic land, put it
Tapped.
into tapped. Yeah.
Yeah.
Crew fixes Insight. 2 and a green for a sorcery. Reveal the top 6 cards of your library. Put up to 3 enchantment cards from among them into your hand, and the rest into your graveyard.
Is it great?
I don't remember if this was good.
Yeah. No.
There's
I don't
always
know.
one of these.
Yeah.
You know what was good? Farika's Chosen.
Yes.
1/1 Death Touch for 1.
Yeah. Like
The little
the old
1/1
brick wall.
The little 1/1 Death Touch for 1 in black is generally a good card. I recall it being particularly good in this set.
right. Well, where there's so many like Voltron strategies.
Yeah.
Just having like a Typhoid Rats to shut down someone's like massive 7/7
Yeah,
heroic.
you just like
creature on
reverently
turn
place
3.
the thumbtack in the path of your monster.
Yep.
Desecration Plague. 3 and a green sorcery, destroy target enchantment or land.
Yep. Sure is.
Sometimes you had to
Yep.
for the enchantment one.
I got a
I mean,
question.
I
How good are like these overcosted LD spells in draft?
Bad.
bad.
They're
So
not
they're pretty bad?
They're not worth running.
Why are they there?
I assume Marrow has said repeatedly that they actually deliberately put bad cards into sets
Huh.
as like skill testing questions for players.
I think that's less relevant now. Like I think they do that less now. But yeah, there has, at least for a period of time, there was the concept of like the skill test, right? Like the card that you're not actually supposed to run very well. But I mean, people like cards like this. I don't know. Like this one at least has the enchantment value, which was useful enough in the set that this could maybe be a
Because
sideboard.
most of the ones that I see these days will be like land or something else, or it'll do
Artifact or
something
land.
else.
Yeah,
artifact or land.
relevant to the set. This I remember there was like a Utopia Sprawl equivalent land enchantment in this set that I could imagine like you
It's like
blow this away.
you're never really gonna hit. I imagine that the idea is that like that one time you get them off color or like off double color or something.
Yeah,
That's
or
probably the
you
only.
get them on a greedy splash.
They're just so expensive, these spells.
Yeah,
Well, they have to be because like
LD is
yeah,
awful.
making cheap LD is horrible. Like
Yeah.
3 CMC for land destruction is like where it's kind of at, and then like anything cheaper than that is just like, oh,
Yeah, like
let's not have any more sinkholes.
It's,
No
I know, I know Rosewater has talked about the idea of, not necessarily like as a skill testing thing, but just the idea of it being beneficial to not have every card in the set be good.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That there is, by having sort of a curve of whether the cards are good or not, stuff for like drafting or whatever.
It's like the
It
pool
makes it
giveth and the
more.
pool taketh away.
It makes it more interesting in terms of, you have to make decisions in terms of whether, not necessarily whether this card is good, but in this particular context,
yeah,
is it still worth it to take this card, even though it's objectively bad. You know, sometimes you take the whatever 5 mana kill spell or whatever. You know, you sometimes take the bad card because it's still what you need.
Yeah. Next, Starfall. Speaking of which, this was a bad card that you needed. 4 and a red, instant. Starfall deals 3 damage to target creature. If that creature's an enchantment, it also deals 3 damage to that creature's controller.
It's removal.
5 mana bolt.
Yep.
5 mana bolt.
Has like almost every card in this pack has referenced enchantments.
Yeah, this was
Yeah.
a major enchantment heavy set. Cast into Darkness.
Oh no!
Enchanted creature. 1 and a black for a enchantment. Creature enchantment aura. Enchanted creature gets -2/-0 and can't block. So yeah, this was useful in the aggressive strategy.
When you just need to race.
Yep.
Is this guy just going blind?
I mean, he might if he had eyes. It's terrifying art. Supply line cranes.
These were good.
Yeah, these were good. It's a 2/4 flyer for 3 white. They're bringing some swords in.
Can I just say, I really love the sort of connection of card function to image.
Yeah.
It's like a bunch of birds, like they're bringing weapons, there's hands reaching up to get them, and it's like you put a +1/+1 counter on a creature.
Yeah, and
you give it a sword.
You can put them on it, so the crane can hold the sword themselves. So it's once the planning cranes enters the battlefield, you put one +1/+1 counter on a creature, and it can be the cranes. So at worst, they're a 3/5 flyer for 5, which is actually pretty great. It's a really good blocker as well.
I think the cranes are like, screw this. We're done taking care of babies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're taking swords
Like, is
now.
that a crane with a glaive? Uh-oh. There goes the afternoon.
Chariot of Victory, 3 mana equipment, equips for 1, and equipped creature has First Strike, Trample, and Haste.
The only thing worse than bad cards in draft is getting gotten by a bad card in draft.
Yeah, I'd never played this card.
And you got by it?
Once, I think.
Yeah.
Actually, no, I got hit by Fleetfoot Sandals.
I got wrecked by this card once with the thought in my mind, well, there's no haste in blue, so I think I can swing out here.
Right.
And they're just like, this, a creature, kill you? And I'm like,
Oh.
you know, this card is bad, right? And they're like, yet it killed you.
Yeah, this is the kind of card where, like, you have that kind of experience in draft, and you're like, oh, maybe I could put this in a constructed deck, and it's just awful.
Yeah.
What would this be now as a vehicle?
Oh, yeah.
Vroom, vroom, buggy.
I wonder if that's actually going to be a thing, like in sets that, like, because I imagine vehicles aren't going to show up in every set. And in sets that don't have vehicles, are they going to be careful about making equipment not vehicles?
Yeah, not look like vehicles
Yeah,
anymore.
I don't know. Because there's a lot of, like, chariots and buggies and stuff definitely have been equipment traditionally. So that'll be
But none
interesting
of
to see.
them are.
But in Ammon, like, I don't think there are anything in Amonkhet.
Oh, yeah.
This guy.
Crystalline
yeah.
Nautilus. 2 and a blue for a 4/4.
Woof!
When Crystalline Nautilus becomes the target of a spell or ability, sacrifice it. Because it's crystalline.
It's in the. It's not an illusion, which is interesting because usually illusions have that mechanic.
Yeah.
And then it has Bestow.
Phantasms, isn't it?
No,
It's illusions.
Yeah,
Illusions.
But they're usually like Phantasmal Bear is an illusion bear
Right,
that has that. Yeah, but it has Bestow. Now, Bestow was a mechanic from the set where you could cast one of these enchantment creatures as a creature aura that gave its ability and stats to the creature enchanted. So in this case, you can bestow it for 3 blue, and it gives the enchanted creature +4/+4. And when this creature becomes a target of a spell or ability, sacrifice it. But then you sacrifice it, and then the
The
Nautilus
coolest
falls
part
off.
about this is that, like, when it falls off, it becomes a creature again.
Yeah, and they put it in that if you cast a creature with bestow, and they targeting a creature, and they destroy that creature in response, then this just falls onto the battlefield.
Oh, really?
Which is so cool because
yeah.
it gets around the sort of notorious problem of creature enchantments, which is it's effortless to get 2 for 1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
So
this sort of fixed that.
they were like, except bestow doesn't work like that. They basically made it work the way you want it to work.
Yeah.
Which is nice.
They made it work the way it needs to work in a set that's based around auras
Yeah.
and enchantments.
There's a couple of Highlander playable aura creatures or bestow creatures. The green one.
The one with flash?
Yeah, Boon Satyr.
Boon Satyr,
Yeah,
yeah.
he's good. He's fine.
So this one's very close to being actually a glass cannon, but it I recall it being pretty powerful because they can't always target it,
Yeah.
and then you got this 4/4 for 3, or something else has become +4/+4 for 5.
Yeah, I mean, like...
Is there any use of this to cast it on your opponent's guy, then touch him, kill the guy, and then you get your Crystal Nautilus? Like, is that a thing?
Oh, because you would get the Nautilus
Ooh,
back.
get him.
I hadn't thought about that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's a very
If you have some sort of free activated ability, like a tap ability or something.
there's a corner case with Gnarled Scarhide where you cast it on your opponent and make it so that they can't block and get them.
Yeah.
Never done it, but you can make that play.
Solid play.
Binding Flare is a single red mana sorcery. Any number of target creatures can't block this turn, and it costs 1 red more to cast for each target beyond the first. So for 1 red, you can make 1 creature not target. For
Or
2
not
red,
block.
sorry, not block. For 2 red, you can make 2 creatures not block.
Right.
and
So
forth.
Stride was a bit similar to...
Replicate.
Yeah, Replicate.
Or what was the Is It one? The Overcharge or something.
Overdrive was like
Overdrive
non-targeted,
was like one or everything that your opponent controls.
Yeah.
but like Replicate copied the spell, whereas this just expands the targets.
Yeah.
Right.
This is not amazing, honestly, because it's very expensive and it's all on red, and I recall not ever seeing this card. Whoop. Oh, yeah. Dawnbringer Charioteers.
Hey, remember the Journey into Nyx pre-release?
So, for those who were newer to the game, there was a period of time where there was different pre-release sets you could pick by color. And currently, it's just you get your packs and you get a random promo card and you can use the card. Way before, when we started to play, it was pre-release packs and a promo card, and you could not play the promo card because I think it was always the same card.
Yeah, well, like at the Scars of Mirrodin pre-release, it was Wormcoil Engine.
Yes. Well, then
Yeah.
at Mirrodin Besieged, then you got to pick if you wanted the Mirrodin pack or the Phyrexian pack. And then they started sort of doing it in Return to Ravnica block. You got to pick your guild and stuff like that. For this set, you got to pick the color of your pre-release pool, one of the 5 colors, and each color came with a specific known promo card that you could use in your deck. And the white one was this one. It was the best. Everyone picked white because everyone knew that it came with the best card. So you were guaranteed to at least have Dawnbringer Charioteers.
And you got like
Which
one,
meant that they ran out of the white packs after day 1.
Did you get like 1 seeded pack or 2
Yeah.
seeded packs? Or
Yeah.
something?
Yeah, one seeded pack.
So Dawnbringer Charioteers, because I realize I haven't said it yet, is 2 white for a 2/4 flyer with lifelink. And whenever you cast a spell, and it has heroic, whenever you cast a spell that targets it, you put a +1/+1 counter on Dawnbringer Charioteers.
Woof.
Yep.
That sounds pretty unbeatable in draft.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really, really strong.
So yeah, the Journey into Nyx pre-release was just Dawnbringer Charioteers banging into each other because they couldn't
right.
like
2/4 flying lifelink for 4 was Seraph of the Sun, I think, from Avacyn Restored, which was a very good pick in draft.
Yes.
Like 2/4 flying lifelink for 4 is actually supremely irritating because it attacks well and it's hard to kill in combat and it blocks super well.
Yeah.
Seraph of the Sun was 4/4.
Sorry, Seraph of the Dawn? Dawn?
it was a common, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was, Seraph of the Sun is recent in my memory.
I want to say it had vigilance as well, didn't it?
No, it was just 2/4 flying lifelink, and it was something about the sun or the dawn or Seraph of Dawn.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. And this card was very good in limited, just
Nice
because.
artwork.
Yeah, it's great. But yeah, add heroic that you can just make it arbitrarily bigger at however many times you can target it, and so imagine. I mean, this is putting it very, very loose to removal, but target Dawnbringer Charioteers on turn 4. Turn 5, bestow Crystal and Nautilus.
Wah, wah.
Put a counter on the Dawnbringer Charioteers. You now have a 1, 2, 3.
A 7/9.
Yeah, you now have a 7/9 flying lifelink
Okay.
for at least a turn.
Could you curve Dawnbringer Charioteers into supply line cranes?
Well, they wouldn't get the Dawnbringer Charioteers wouldn't get a counter for being targeted,
Oh,
but it
cast
would
a spell, right,
but it would
yes.
get one. Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, I was
Yeah, heroic was
spell
it
or
was
ability.
heroic was spell and ability, but
Okay.
still.
I really wish for the art for Dawnbringer Charioteers, I wish whoever had taken that picture had just backed up like 5 feet. He cut off both the
Both the Pegasus?
Yeah.
Pegasus.
Yeah.
It's just a shame.
And we got a 2/2 enchantment creature bird token and a forest. So yeah, Dawnbringer Charioteers would be my first pick out of
Yeah,
this pack.
absolutely.
It is double white, but
Yeah, but that's fine.
White was fine in this
I
format.
mean, honestly, the thing is, failing Dawnbringer Charioteers, my first pick might actually be Supply Line Cranes.
yeah, agreed.
So, I mean, maybe the Nautilus if I really feel like getting frisky with Constellation.
Like the Nautilus might be like a good pickup for whoever's to your left if they're in like blue-green constellation,
Yeah.
right? Like, but the Nautilus would not be something I would be excited to see on turn one,
put-
pack one.
What?
Let's put this
replacing.
2010 core back in here somewhere. All right,
All right.
let's move on to the next pack.
Achoo!
Thank you, Sean, for that pack.
11.
Alls.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Oh, that's wait. Nope. There. Let's go back in time.
Ooh.
Going back in time.
Chronicles.
Chronicles.
Oh man, was this one? This was the one they got in trouble for. This was from Mike.
Can I see?
I can't read it. Sorry.
Oh, Mike, Captain Ender.
There you go.
Oh,
Yeah. So yeah, this was a this was their first reprint collection.
yeah. The first master set, basically.
This was
This was
like
this was revised masters.
Yeah. Well, the direct fallout of this was the reserve list, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this was cards up to. So this would have been cards from like
Contains selected cards from the following expansions. Actually, wait, can you guess?
Arabian Nights,
Yep.
Legends,
Yep.
Antiquities.
Yep.
Oh God.
There's
What were
one more.
the Dark?
The Dark. Arabian Nights, Antiquities, Legends, and the Dark. Reprinted in white border. And they did a similar thing in Europe, if you recall, because they didn't do Chronicles in Europe. They did Renaissance.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Wow, this is a card I've never seen in my life.
Wait, what?
Okay. Racolite.
Oh, yeah.
You know Racolite?
Just by the image, I don't know what it does.
Well, it's a 6-mana artifact, and for 2 mana, you can prevent 1 damage to any creature or player, and then return Racolite to its owner's hand at the end of turn.
Oh my god.
so for
6 mana.
for a cheap 8 mana,
Do you want to for the low cost of 8 mana, you can prevent a damage? How is this not an uncard?
Azure Drake is
Okay.
next.
From Legends.
3 and a blue for a 2/4 flyer.
Yeah, this guy's gotten reprinted a lot, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can kind of see what made people so mad about Chronicles. If you look at the price list for Chronicles, like the card, like there's so many cards that are worth like a big chunk,
Yeah.
and then the Chronicles version is worth like 50
35
cents.
cents. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, they printed a lot of it. Let's get out your squinty eyes for
It's-
lots of font.
Nebuchadnezzar.
It's Nebuchadnezzar.
Oh boy. That is a lot of stuff
I
in there.
love this art.
3/3 for 3 blue-black. Summon Legend. I think legendary creature, probably human oracle to this point. For X and tap, name a card. Target opponent reveals X cards from his or her hand at random. If the player does not have enough cards in hand, his or her entire hand is revealed.
Why do they always have that clause?
In case, I don't know. Opponent then discards any of those cards that match the named card. Use this ability only during your turn.
You know what this is? This is the curse scroll effect, except for discard.
Yeah.
Except poo.
Yeah.
Keepers of the Faith. 1 white for 2/3.
That's actually not terrible.
Yeah, 3 mana 2/3 is actually fine.
Yeah.
Like the creatures so far have been like just not great. Like you get a 2/3 for 3 now without a double casting cost, or like a 2/4 flyer. Actually, 2/4 flyer for 4 is like not even that outside the realm of possibility.
Well, I mean, like, Dawnbringer Charioteers brings a couple of keywords with it. But, like, this is way back
But this
in
is
the
a
day when
common.
that was good.
So, Emerald Dragonfly
Hey,
that
what's up,
Quentin
Quentin
Hoover
Hoover?
value.
Yeah.
1/1 Flying Dragonfly for 1 and a green. So 1/1 flyer for 2. And for green, it gets first strike until end of
Hey,
turn.
remember when green had flyers that were really, really bad?
Yeah.
There's-
This and Scrib Sprites.
There's like 4?
Scrib sprites are not so bad.
There's like
They're pretty bad.
There's not that many green creatures that fly. There's like Hornet Queen, this,
I
Scrib
think-
Sprites, and some sort of...
Scrib Ranger? Scrib Ranger is actually like nuts. It's
You're right, Ken? It's Quambage Witches.
Pauper staple.
yeah.
Quambage, I guess?
Quambage?
I'm not sure. Black for a 1/3 Witches. Tap. Quambage Witches deals 1 damage to target creature or player. Quambage Witches also deals 1 damage to target creature or player of target opponent's choice. Choose your target
I
first.
might actually pick these up to run in my Pauper Commander deck.
Interesting.
Because this goes into Mono Black Devotion in Pauper.
Oh, it does too.
It's also like pretty okay removal because like on an empty board you tap it, you ping something, maybe they ping you back. They can't kill this with its own ability.
Yeah.
Also, in Commander, it's not the player that you target, or the controller of the creature you target. It's just target opponent. So if someone has a 2 toughness thing, you can be like, yo, I mark 1 damage on that. Like me, like 3 of us are playing. I mark 1 damage on your thing, Alex. Cam, what do you want to target? You can put the
You.
other damage. No. Yeah, exactly.
That's what Commander's like.
Yeah.
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 No, but yeah, that would be the correct play. Right?
Let's start putting the Tron together.
Urzatron. Wow.
Holy crap.
Did we really?
We
naturaled?
We Troned, boys.
We Tron now, boys.
Urza's power plant. Which is not reading on the card reader for some reason.
Because it had multiple artwork.
Oh,
and the card reader
right.
falls down on this.
Urza's tower
This is
I
the
got that one.
and Urza's mine.
Oh, wow.
We did it.
Yeah.
We got the whole thing.
We made a modern deck.
So each of these is each of these taps for a colorless. If you control all 3 of them,
By the way, at $1.50 each, those are
the most valuable.
those are the the Urza's cards are the 6th to 12th most valuable cards.
Well,
in the set.
Yeah,
Wow.
because there's
Right,
multiple versions.
printings of them.
Yeah.
So they each tap for just a single colorless. But if you control all 3, the mine and the power plant each tap for 2 colorless, and the tower taps for 3 colorless. So right now, this is 2, 4, 7 mana here.
that's Eldrazi mana right there.
Yep. And they're not legendary either, so you can have multiple copies of them and just natural into Emrakul.
It's a modern deck. Oh, how about some good equipment?
Rune Sword. Well, it's not equipment.
Yep.
But it was before they made equipment. So it's a 6 mana artifact for a Rune Sword. For 3 and tap, target attacking creature gets +2/+0 until end of turn. Any creature damaged by that creature cannot regenerate this turn. If such a creature receives lethal damage this turn, remove it from the game, so exile it.
Yeah.
If the target leaves play before the end of turn, bury Rune Sword.
What?
So
Yep.
if you target, wait, it's not even if you target. It's just like if the creature that you targeted dies in combat, then you lose the Rune Sword.
That's
Yeah.
so awful.
That's really bad.
Yep.
So it's more like an enchantment that goes on to the creature in some ways.
I mean, well, you can put it on after blocks,
Yeah.
right? Like, this guy didn't get blocked, therefore I'm going to
Yeah,
get
that's
into
true.
extra damage.
Yeah.
By the way, there are actually a few more. I was just looking for green flying creatures, and there are more than you would think, but not a lot.
Right.
Yeah.
Including, I love that one of the green flying creatures is just flailing Drake.
Help.
He
doesn't
flies,
really
but not well.
Doesn't really inspire confidence, does it?
No. Divine Offering.
Reprinted in Scar's block.
Yeah. Destroy target artifact, gain life equal to the target's, or gain life equal to the artifact's casting cost. Instant for 1 and a white. And finally, Gazban Ogre.
Which was our rare?
I think Rune Sword or one of the lands,
Probably.
maybe.
Yeah.
So it's a Gazban Ogre is a 2/2 for a single green, but during your upkeep, the player with the most life gains control of Gazban Ogre. If the highest life total is shared by one or more players, the player currently controlling Gazban Ogre retains control of it.
I'll play some dirty 2/2s for one, but I won't touch this one with a 10-foot pole.
yeah.
Yeah.
Nope.
It's hard as a comment.
Is it Gazban Ogre?
Were there even rares?
I don't know.
But yeah, the
Like-
Combadge Witches are actually kind of dank.
The Urza's Mine was in the slot. It like if we go for like the way that packs are organized currently, it would have been like the rune. Yeah, it would have been the Rune Sword or the Ogre, but I don't think that that's the case.
Yeah.
Or maybe it was the Racolite.
Mine is an uncommon.
I think all the lands are uncommon.
Yeah.
Nebuchadnezzar's an uncommon.
Yeah, but
Is
it was
he?
like Racolite, Azure Drake, Nebuchadnezzar. Yeah. And anyway, the point is weird.
It's
Yep.
not great.
I don't even know like
This
if
was a really good way to goozle 9-year-olds on the playground. Was if they don't know what the rares are.
yeah.
So yeah. By the way,
I got.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
the only there's 4 cards. Well, 5 cards in Chronicles that are worth more than those Urza's cards.
Okay.
Blood Moon.
So Blood Moon is the number 1
Right.
at $25.
Okay.
Cordon Crossroads, $14. City of Brass,
Oh.
$5.
Wow.
Yep.
Hell's Caretaker, $2.50. Ashnod's Altar, $2.
Wow.
Wow.
It's like
Not good EV.
it's just like City of Brass.
Yeah.
It's like it's like a $100 card.
Yeah, from Arabian
For the
Nights,
real
right?
one.
Yeah.
It shows you like the card is the ability it has is exactly the same as the other one. It's just nobody
Like that
likes
white border,
The, Nobody
yeah.
likes the white border.
If I was put in the unfortunate situation of having to draft Chronicles, I would probably take Azure Drake.
Yeah,
in this pack.
I would agree. Azure
yeah,
Drake.
that's probably
You're also
correct.
cutting blue, for what that's worth.
Yeah, that's true. Unless someone wants to take Nebuchadnezzar. All right. Let's throw this pack of
You want to roll?
Yeah.
this pack of Dragons of Tarkir here in the middle somewhere. All right.
It's 20!
Oh,
Yes!
well, that'll carry us through to probably the end of this episode.
Yeah.
Because that is this Walmart-style repack. This was given to us by Holiday MD at PAX South, and it's a blister pack containing 3 booster packs plus 2 bonus cards, it says here. And all I know is that I think that's Zendikar and Athalia's Lancers.
Yeah,
So let's
it's got
take
it
a
has
look.
Battle
So
for
there are
Zendikar
3
and Oath of the
different
Gatewatch
boosters?
and
3
something
different
else.
boosters, yeah.
Yeah.
So I'll let you know as we go. Okay, so the boosters are Battle for Zendikar,
Okay.
Gate Crash,
Yeah.
and Oath of the Gatewatch.
Huh.
All right, so
Oath of
2
the Gate
expeditions
Crash.
and a foil stomping ground, I'm going to say.
And our promo packs are Myth Realized from Dragons of Tarkir.
I wanted this to work. I really
from-
wanted this to work.
From Fate Reforged, actually?
No, that's dragons.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So Myth Realized is a single white enchantment.
Put it on the thing.
Oh, it'll work? I wasn't sure. Okay,
This
great.
card's actually fine.
Yeah,
So,
I like this card a lot.
Yeah, whenever you cast a non-creature spell, you put a lore counter on Myth Realized, and then you can also just pay 2 and a white to put a lore counter on Myth Realized. And then for a single white until end of turn, Myth Realized becomes a monk avatar creature in addition to its other types and gains this creature's power and toughness are each equal to the number of lore counters on it. So,
I put together this deck once for F&M.
and then the other promo is from Shadows?
Shadows, yeah.
Is Thalia's Lancers, which I don't think you're going to come across because they're from a different set.
Dahlia's Stabbers.
They're a 4/4 for 3 white with first strike, and when they enter the battlefield, you may search your library for a legendary card, reveal it, put it into your hand, then shuffle.
Was this the Buy a Box promo?
Eldritch Moon. But yeah.
Eldritch Moon?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, that's weird. Where do you want to start?
Well, I'm holding this pack of Battle for Zendikar.
All right, yeah, let's go
Yes.
Battle, Gatewatch, Gatecrash. Let's go. Let's jump around.
By the way, because I was looking in Gatherer.
Look.
We got that
Games.
Gazban Ogre in the Chronicles pack.
Yeah.
There's in Unglued there is Gazban Ogress,
Yes, I remember that one.
which becomes the player who has won the most games of Magic in that day gains control of it.
Wow.
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 All right.
So what is this pack?
Battle for Zendikar. Let me know when you're good.
Okay.
All right. Calastria Healer. Doesn't quite work for aristocrats. Sorry.
Nope.
1 and a black for a 1/2 vampire cleric ally. Whenever it or another ally enters the battlefield under your control, each opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. I did have fun going off in draft with this, but
Yeah.
doesn't do what you want it to do.
Yeah, well, it's a Black Soul Sister,
Yeah.
right?
You know what does get into the aristocrats deck, though? It's Blister Pod.
Yay!
1/1 for single green. When it dies, with Devoid, it has no color. When it dies, you get a 1/1 Eldrazi Scion that you can sacrifice for a single mana. So that's cool. Or Oracle of Dust. If you haven't seen it, in the... Actually, I can't remember if it was the first or the second episode with Shivam, but we talked a lot about the art from Oracle of Dust. It was really cool. It's a 4 and a blue for a 3/5 Eldrazi Processor, and for 2 mana you can put a card from an opponent put a card an opponent owns from exile into their graveyard to loot, to draw a card and discard a card. I quite liked Oracle of Dust.
Yeah, I
honestly.
like this guy.
Shivam was talking about how this was almost sort of a preview of Kaladesh stuff.
Yeah, is the way that the way that the Oracle is, well, the fact that it's an Oracle, the way that it's sitting, that it's sort of like looking at ash by the river. It's like
Yeah.
this. It's a very sort of specific
The multi-arms thing.
iconography from
From like Hindu,
Blue.
Yeah.
Hindu iconography. Or,
Voracious Null. 2 and a black for a 2/2. Not good. 1 and a black. Sacrifice another creature. Put 2 counters on Voracious Null. Oh, that seems pretty good. Activate this ability only time you could cast a sorcery. Oh, now it's not good anymore.
yep.
Gosh darn it.
Core Castigator is this set's 3/1 for 1 and a white. But there's all these 1/1 Scions running around. The 3/1's not very good. Oh, it can't be blocked by Scions.
Fair.
It's actually not bad.
Yeah, it wasn't bad.
The current one is actually
Way better.
way better. Oketra's Avenger. Have you seen
3/1?
Oketra's Avenger?
What does it do again?
It's a 3/1 for 1 and a white.
Uh-huh.
Whenever it attacks, you may exert it, and if you do, it's indestructible until end of turn. Well,
Oh, wait.
prevent combat damage that will be dealt to it.
That seems pretty good.
I want this guy to be like 1 and tap, put a 2/2 alligator token into play.
Castigator.
Yeah.
God damn it.
Get out.
It's a spell shaper.
Sure Strike. Sure.
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 It's 1 and a red for a +3/+0 and first strike until end of turn.
Should I strike? Sure.
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 Inspired Charge. Finally, one of these was an instant.
Yep.
2 white instant creatures you control gain +2/+1 until end of turn. It's actually I've died to that card out of
Yeah,
nowhere
you had
more
to
times
watch out
than
for
I,
it.
Yeah, more times than I care to.
Yeah. Doesn't have the trample
He
that
won't
makes
get
it a
you.
backbreaker, but it is.
You have to
Totally
be careful
good.
with your blocks.
My favorite deck in this format though was
Oh, yeah.
definitely blue-black or red-black Devoid.
Yep.
Benthic Infiltrator. It's a 1/4 for 2 and a blue with Devoid. Can't be blocked. And it has Ingest. So it's whenever it deals combat damage to a player, that player exiles the top card of their library. And yeah, it can't be blocked.
She's
So
thick though.
Benthic. Vestige of Emrakul is a 3/4 Devoid with Trample for 3 and a red. Not the most exciting include into the Devoid deck,
it
but
would
it got
fill
there.
the curve.
It also handily dies to Gideon's Reproach, which is 1 and a white for an instant, deals 4 damage to target attacking or blocking creature. Good card in draft.
Chadian.
Brood Monitor. 3/3 Eldrazi for 4 green, but it enters the battlefield with 3 1/1 Eldrazi Scions. The Scions, are, as a reminder, are the 1/1s that you can sack for a colorless mana. Pretty good.
Yep.
Good ally, though. Skyrider Elf.
Oh, I
Yeah.
need one of these.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a good card.
X, green, blue, flying with Converge. Skyrider Elf enters the battlefield with a +1/+1 counter on it for each color of mana spent to cast it, which means if you cast for X is 0, if you cast it for just green and blue, it is a 2/2 flyer. That's great.
Yep.
2/2 flyer for 2. That's actually very good. But if you cast it for green and blue and red, where X is 1, it's a 3/3 flyer for 3.
Suddenly into, yeah.
Is this the only X creature that doesn't use X actually in the text? That's so weird.
Yeah. It's a peculiar way
It's a
of,
really weird card.
But yeah, like Lightning Angel at uncommon is not that bad.
Like it's sort of like kicker.
Just like it's
add a
it's
+1/+1
perfectly the
counter.
vanilla test, right? It's a 2/2 for 2, or a 3/3 for 3, or a 4/4 for 4, or a 5/5 for 5.
Yep.
But, it has
But
flying.
also has flying.
Yep.
like bear, bear, bear. Also, it has counters on it, which can be relevant sometimes.
But you have to do different colors for each one.
Yeah.
Makes it harder.
Cryptic Cruiser.
2/2.
One of the least interesting processors, to be honest.
Yeah.
It's a 3/3 for 3 and a blue, and with Devoid. And then for 2 and a blue, put a card an opponent owns from exile into the graveyard. So you process to tap a creature.
This would work. This would break up late game board stalls and
Yeah.
games, but it was not exciting.
No.
Right.
You needed to have a lot of gas for it. And
Speaking of
the
gas.
rare is Noyan. It's Noyan Dar,
Dar. I really
Royal
wanted to-
Shaper. 4/4 for 3 blue, white, or 3 white, blue, pardon me. Legendary Merfolk ally. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, you may put 3 +1/+1 counters on target land you control. If you do, that land becomes a 0/0 elemental creature with haste that is still a land. Every spell you cast gets Awaken 3.
Yep.
Wow.
Occasionally, I try to throw this deck together.
Yeah.
It's a real good way to get strip mined.
Yeah.
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 And then a full art planes.
Hey.
For some reason, I would love that card, the Royal Shaper, if it didn't actually turn the lands into creatures. It was just like, put 3 +1/+1 counters on the land you control.
Yeah.
You're
That's
like,
it.
don't.
Yeah. I mean,
Your lands are getting huge and buff, but they can't do anything.
yeah.
Then, over in Oath of the Gatewatch,
Ooh.
boy was Cultivator Drone good in that deck. Cultivator Drone is 2 and a blue for a 2/3 Eldrazi Drone with Devoid. Tap to add a colorless to your mana pool. Spend this mana only to cast a colorless spell, activate an ability of a colorless permanent, or pay a cost that contains the colorless mana symbol.
Yeah.
So Cultivator Drone basically ramped you into other Devoid creatures.
Yep. While also holding down the board.
It was actually, yeah. It was
Like, held down the ground
sweet.
reasonably well.
Oh, right. Sorry. From that pack of from the pack of Battle for Zendikar.
Noyan? Noyan? Live the dream?
I think it would be Brood Monitor for me.
I'd be so tempted by Benthic Infiltrator, but
like-
it's probably Noyan.
Yeah. I mean, I think also Skyrider Elf, you can make a very strong argument for.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, Unlimited Noyandar is just really hard to answer, though.
Yeah.
Avoid the noise.
Brute Strength.
Are you proud of yourself over there, Paul?
Frequently reprinted.
I am.
I'm free now.
1 in a red. Instant target creature gets +3/+1 and gains trample until end of turn.
This is a really good flavor text. It's not the
Yeah.
size of the rock, it's how badly you want to lift it.
Alpha Protector is a 1/4 human soldier ally with vigilance. Now,
Alpha.
the reason that Alpha Protector was good was that it was a 1/4 for 3, so it blocked really well. But it had vigilance. So you could attack with it and use cohort abilities.
Yes.
Because cohort was you tap the 2...
Another ally.
You tap the creature with cohort and another ally. So you could attack or block with this and then still tap it for cohort. And like Alpha Protector wasn't like amazing, but it was useful in that.
Yeah,
in that
it filled
way.
a necessary role in the deck.
Speaking of cohort, Zulaport Chain Mage is a 4/2 for 3 and a black. We were just talking about 4/2s for 3 and a black last episode. And it has cohort, tap and tap an untapped ally, and target opponent loses 2 life. Boy, did these get annoying in the late game.
Yeah, well, I mean, they attacked in until they couldn't anymore, and then they just started chiseling you away.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, it's probably the best green common. It's, can you guess?
I don't remember.
I don't remember this set too clearly. I played a lot of it, but now I can't remember
What
it.
is it?
Is this card good in standard? I don't know, but I somehow ended up with 40 of them, so get them out of my house.
Saddleback Lagak.
Saddleback Lagac.
Yeah, this guy was real good.
Real good. 3 and a green for a 3/1. When Saddleback Lagac enters the battlefield, support 2, which is to put a +1/+1 counter on each of up to 2 other target creatures.
Fun to play, fun to say.
Yep. Man, when you got to chain Lagacs together,
Yeah.
it'd be like, that one I played last turn is a 4/2 now.
Just like,
Yep.
gak.
Another good card with, another good ally with cohort is the Spawnbinder Mage, probably one of the better ones. 3 and a white for a 2/4 with cohort, tap, and tap an untapped ally to tap a creature.
Yeah, how
Everybody
bad
gets
can we
tapped.
make a tapper before it stops being bad? Well,
This was a high pick, so
yeah, exactly. Well, I mean, like, this was not quite battlecruiser magic in the tradition of Rise of the Eldrazi, but there could be some very big things here that were hard to deal with.
And there were subtle combos that you could put together, such as any of the creatures with cohort and our next card,
yeah.
Vampire Envoy,
Yeah.
which was a 1/4 flyer for 2 and a black, which is already pretty all right. But whenever it becomes tapped, you gain a life. So whenever it attacks, sure, but also whenever you use it for a cohort ability.
Yep. Was white-black allies the best deck in this format, or was it just the most irritating deck in this format?
I loved it.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it.
Like, it was relentless.
Yeah.
Right?
Reality Hemorrhage is 1 and a red, devoid, instant, and it deals 2 damage to target creature or player. So it's slightly more expensive shock, and also it's colorless. So why not? Unknown Shores, decent for fixing, taps for a colorless, now with the new colorless mana symbol. And for 1 and tap it, you can filter into any color you want. Sure. Sweep Away, the unsummon of the set. 2 and a blue, instant, return target creature to its owner's hand. If that creature is attacking, you may put it on top of its owner's library instead. It's like a Griptide.
Yep, at instant speed.
Yeah. I got by that so many times. Of course, I also got people, so I can't feel too bad about it. Submerged Boneyard, nice little fixing. Enters taps for blue or black.
For those curious, this has been printed at common now in the one of the dual decks.
Nice.
Yeah, so
if
this
anyone
goes
cares
into my
about
popper deck.
There we go. Little Pupper.
Hey.
Bailoff Pup, 1 and a green for a 3/1, and it has trample if it has a +1/+1 counter on it.
Real like Saddleback Legak.
I was going to say, like if perhaps you used support and did a Saddleback Legak. The card's so good it got banned in Standard.
Wait, what?
Reflector Mage.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
one's pretty backbreaking, isn't it?
Yeah.
1 white blue for a 2/3 human wizard. When Reflector, not an ally, thank goodness. When Reflector Mage enters the battlefield, return target creature and opponent controls to its owner's hand. Oh, okay, so like a Mana War. That creature's owner can't cast spells with the same name as that creature until your next turn.
So, like, Manowar is looking at this card like, what the hell, man? For 1 blue extra added to that cost, you get sorry?
For swapping,
One of the colors
to
for blue.
white.
Yeah, to white. You get human and wizard subtypes. You get an extra point of toughness and a can't cast clause for a turn. This is a very good lander playable. It's nuts.
It's like a brutal tempo play.
Yeah.
But I'm going to be first picking our rare
What's that?
and hoping to wheel, I don't know, Envoy, Spawnbinder Mage? I don't know. I want to be in white-black for this.
Oh, is it a demon?
No, it's a vampire. It's
No! Some
Yeah.
folks will never eat a drone,
but
and then some folks
Focal.
will, like Cletus, the very highly playable.
Yeah, the is this guy still $40?
I don't know.
not quite 40, but
He's an outstanding.
Yeah, this card is
Outstanding
like
card.
really, really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
2 black for a 3/4 legendary creature vampire warrior with lifelink.
Okay, I'm sold.
He's $16.
Nice. If a non-token creature an opponent controls would die, instead exile that creature and you get a 2/2 zombie instead.
So it actually, not only do you get critters when you blow up your opponent's creatures, this also bricks persist
Yeah.
and similar mechanics.
Yeah,
Well,
because
and like-
if it would die, replacement effect, you exile it instead.
Yeah. So it doesn't
Does
this bricks my Highlander deck hard because it turns off all my death triggers.
Oh, right. All the
Right.
aristocrats stuff doesn't
Yeah, like
work.
Blood Artist doesn't work. I don't get my creatures when they I don't get a creature off of like
This bricks Academy Rector, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, but wait, there's more text on the card.
There's more text.
Oh, good.
2 and a black, sacrifice another vampire or zombie, and remember you're getting these zombies, to put 2 +1/+1 counters on Kalitas,
Why?
this creature with lifelink
This card is so good.
in combat.
Just play it.
Yeah,
it in,
just play it.
play it in a deck that like can hit 4 drops.
Or yeah, play it in a deck that wants a 3/4 with lifelink, which is also just totally like the body is fine.
Yep. It's
Then the other abilities are unreasonable.
I think Allison plays this in her deck now.
Good.
And when she combines it with, like, even just, like, a little light toxic deluge, you're just like, okay, this game's over.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like, you're
Yeah.
like, okay.
It's, yeah.
It's good.
I realize because often this is the sort of thing that people might get confused about in the comments. This is our friend Allison, local judge, who you might have seen on one of our Highlander
Maybe?
streams, not Allison from Wizards,
Yes.
Different Allison.
Different Allison.
because she lives in Seattle.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, last pack here. This is a Gate Crash, so a bit of a jump. Yeah, I'm definitely taking Kalidas out of that pack.
Yeah, absolutely.
If Kalidas isn't in that pack, I don't know what I'm taking.
Well, this is the pack where
Cultivator Drone, actually.
where you get past Reflector Mage and you're like, "Pfft,
Yeah.
You're like-
okay, person to my right doesn't know how to play this game.
And then later you're like,
Oh, oh,
Ooh.
oh.
All right. Gate Crash. Let's do it. Dutiful Thrall.
Nope.
It's a 1/1 for 1 white, and for 1 black you can regenerate it.
snore.
Not good enough. Towering Thunder Fist. 4 and red for a 4/4 giant, and for white it gains vigilance until end of turn.
This guy was not exciting, but fine.
It's fine if you could ever live long
I mean,
enough to
I don't
cast
think the
him.
Boros deck wanted to go up to 5,
No, it didn't. No.
but
He definitely got to name himself.
Yeah. Basilicus Screecher. Love Basilicus Screecher. It's a 1 and a black for a 1/2 flying bat. But it has Extort. I love Extort. Whenever you cast a spell, any spell, you may pay a white or a black. If you do, each opponent loses 1 life and you gain that much life.
I
Loved it.
need to revisit these for my Pauper Commander deck because last time I checked, Extort was not part of the card's
Correct.
mana identity because
Correct.
the mana symbol is in the reminder text, not on the rules text.
Yeah.
Not on the rule.
So you could absolutely run Basilicus Screecher in your blue-black commander deck.
Yep.
And each opponent loses 1 life and you gain all that life.
Yep.
I remember playing against an extort deck and literally doing, I think I by the end of the game, like I lost. And by the end of the game, I had done something like 50 damage to the guy. And I just wasn't making any progress. It was just like attack, attack, attack. Gain life, gain life, gain life.
And they're slowly
Attack,
draining you
attack,
every time,
attack.
too.
Gain life,
Yeah.
gain life, gain
The
life.
death and taxes, really, of
Way of the Thief was kind of an unexciting creature aura. The creature got +2/+2 and was unblockable as long as you controlled a gate.
For 4 CMC?
But
Yeah, this was sure not. What was the white 4 mana aura that gave you +2/+2 in vigilance and a knight?
it was 5 mana.
Oh,
But
5
yeah,
mana,
Knightly,
yeah.
Knightly Valor was very good.
Yeah, Knightly Valor. Yeah.
It's the okay. You guys can go fight. I'm just gonna go through this gate over here. That's
Yeah.
Gonna go and
It's,
fight.
it's not locked. You got okay.
Gonna
Yeah.
go and fight in the pit.
Hey,
It's pit fight.
This is the first time this effect made an appearance, right?
Instant speed fight. I think so.
I want to say that this is the first time we saw this mechanic.
What,
That was
fight?
called
Green,
Fight.
as green removal.
No, because Prey Upon was printed before this.
Oh, right. Okay, yeah.
And I mean, even
yeah.
if we want to get really pedantic, like Arena was printed a long
Yeah,
time
okay,
before.
yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, fair
but
enough.
I think this was the first time I'd seen. I was gonna say I'd seen it in instant speed, but then Arena is also instant speed, isn't it?
I think so.
Anyway.
Unless it has a clause on it.
I just remember at the time going, instant speed fight.
Yeah.
I was excited about it.
Wham!
All the coins in Ravnica can't save his soul now, attributed to Narbolg Nine Fingers.
Why is he called Narbolg Nine Fingers? Long, quiet stare. Because he's got 9
9
fingers.
Yeah.
What happened to the 10th one? He hasn't collected it yet. They're like on a necklace.
No, because that's how many fingers he collects when he kills you.
Oh.
He leaves one as a warning.
Psychic Strike is
Yep.
so annoying. 1 blue-black, counter target spell. Its controller puts the top 2 cards of his or her library into his or her graveyard. That's in your deck, isn't it?
Yeah, this was one of the only reasons to play Dimir in this format, where one of the only ways that Dimir actually got to live to do anything.
Yeah.
However, countering something on turn 3 after your opponent has landed a 2-drop against Boros, it's rough.
You ever win a game with Balustrade Spy?
Not outside of Legacy.
Really? I thought we did. Balustrade Spy is a 2/3 vampire, so that's a flyer for 3 and a black. When Balustrade Spy enters the battlefield, target player reveals cards from the top of his or her library until he or she reveals a land card, then puts those cards into his or her graveyard.
This is in Whoops All Spells,
Yep.
which is a very, very weird deck.
This mechanic, the reveal from the top of library.
This plus Laboratory Maniac and then do something stupid? Or
Yeah, Angel of Glory's Rise, and then Maloku? Is it Maloku?
No, it's Azami Lady of Scrolls.
Azami Lady of Scrolls,
I think that's how the deck wins. I could be
Yeah,
wrong.
because you
with
can tap Azami to make to draw a card.
Human. No, wizard.
Yeah.
Got that.
And then if they respond, you can tap Lab Maniac.
But the Balustrade Spy, this sort of mechanic, the reveal reveal cards from top of library until you hit a land, then put everything into your graveyard, showed up on a couple Dimir cards through the set.
Colloquially called Grind, although never
Yeah.
actually named that.
Yeah, that was it. Grind. Thank you.
Grind X.
Yeah, so maybe I'm conflating Balustrade Spy with just winning a game with Grind, but we definitely won a game with Grind on the pre-release queues.
Yeah. Oh, I remember that. No, we won it with the Dimir Rare Spectre. Nightveil Spectre. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, when we hit, we swung in with Nightveil Spectre, hit a land, off an Orzhov player, got like a Plains, I think.
Yeah.
Did it again, got another Plains, okay, fine. Swung in a third time, hit their Obsidat,
Yep.
and they scooped with it on the stack.
Wow.
Yeah.
Felt good.
Wow.
Yeah.
Also, I'm pretty sure that there's a. Was it actually Mind Grind, or what was the spell with Cypher that did that did the grind ability?
It was, I can see it now, it's the guy who's like, oh yes, I'm quite clearly insane, you see. And he's looking up into the camera, and it's kind of like
wait.
a fisheye shot.
That's our rare for this pack.
It works.
Wow.
Yeah. Okay.
Whispering. Let's jump ahead. Whispering Madness. 2 blue, black. Sorcery. Each player discards his or her hand, then draws cards equal to the greatest number of cards discarded this way with Cypher. So it's not Grind, but it's like I guess it's like Wheel of Fortune, kinda,
Yeah.
with Cypher, and you get to drill through your whole deck.
It's Windfall?
Mind Grind is what you're thinking of.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Mind Grind doesn't have Cypher, so I was thinking Whispering Madness.
Yeah, I think pitch your hand, draw that many cards is Windfall.
Yeah.
Could be wrong about that, but
Well, I guess let's go through the rest of the pack now.
Now the spoilers.
Oh, it's okay. Ivy Lane Denizen, 2/3 elf for 4 mana. Whenever another green creature enters the battlefield under your control, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature.
this is part of the Denizen cycle, of which the red one is really, really good.
Yep.
The Tin Street Denizen?
I think so.
I think
Yeah.
so. It's a 1/1 goblin for red, and whenever you cast a red creature spell, it gets +1/+0.
Yeah, yeah.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Foundry Street.
Foundry Street Denizen.
Tin
that's
Street
one.
Denizen was, I think,
Tin
from
Street
the original
Hooligan was-
Hooligan was from.
Yeah. That's the one that shatters if you pay green to cast
Yeah.
it. It's a piker.
Yeah, I never really saw. I think just 4 mana for a 2/3
Is too slow in this format.
Too slow, which sucks. Death's Approach is a creature enchantment that the enchanted creature gets -X/-X, where X is the number of cards in its controller's graveyard. Creature cards. So that can increase. That's not a static one-time thing because this is an enchantment. So if they get more creatures in their bin, they can the X can increase and then slowly kill the creature. Or you're hitting them with stuff like Balustrade Spy and Whispering Madness and filling up their bin.
Yep.
That said, it's not great.
Yeah, like as a Boros player, were you afraid of that card?
Not really.
Not really.
No. I got more 2/2s.
Yep.
Sage's Row Denizen is the blue one. It's a 2/3 for 3, which is comparatively better.
That was when Mills.
But whenever another blue creature enters the battlefield, target player put the top 2 cards of their library into their graveyard. So,
I like this guy.
I mean, if you're going, if you have, Whispering Madness and Balustrade Spy, you may as well,
I
right?
wonder if there's a way to like combo this guy and get like infinite blue creature enters triggers.
This guy is in a Pauper deck. He's in Familiars, I want to say.
Like I
or
feel like
was in
there's a
Familiars
play you
before.
could make with that guy. It's probably not good, but
So do you take the Madness and try to, do you take Whispering Madness and try to wheel the Dimir Charm, or the other way around? Dimir Charm is blue and black for an instant, and you get to choose one of the following modes. Alex, you want to read them?
counter target sorcery spell, or
Okay.
destroy target creature with power 2 or less, or look at the top 3 cards of target player's library and put one back and the rest into that player's graveyard.
I think I take the Whispering Madness and hope to wield the Demir Charm, but I'm really hoping to wield the Psychic Strike, I think, because I don't think, like, Demir Charm...
It's really cool. It's really cool.
It's really cool. It just needs to be, like, 5% better.
Yeah.
Like, if it was...
Many of the charms from this set ended up in Highlander, but this is not one of them.
Yeah, I remember Ben Wheeler trying to make the argument for Demir Charm, and
just
it breaking his heart every time.
Yeah, I know. Demir Charm's not good. Orzhov Charm is not good. Boros Charm is excellent.
Izzet Charm is excellent.
Izzet Charm is nuts.
Golgari?
Golgari Charm is nuts.
Yeah, Golgari Charm. Well, Golgari Charm is one of the few spells in Highlander that kills a true name nemesis.
Yeah, it's good.
Rakdos Charm?
Rakdos Charm is fringy because all 3 modes are good, but they're all hate.
Yeah.
Selesnya Charm?
Yeah, it sees a little bit of play. It's fine. I think it makes like a knight and blows up stuff.
Azorius Charm?
Yeah, definitely. It's actually quite good.
Yeah, it's a very good control card.
It cantrips. Jeremy White was talking about this on a podcast recently. He's like, that card's like really underplayed.
Civic Charm?
Yeah, a little bit. Like unsummon, giant growth, hexproof, I think. Those are all good modes.
Sweet.
So
All right. Sorry, Demir Charm.
Yeah, it just, like, it's so close to being good, but, like, if it was instant or sorcery, counter-target instant or sorcery, that would be really good.
Yeah, only sorceries is rough.
The removal clause is not bad.
yeah.
But the look at the top, like, if this was strategic planning, but that's probably too good,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Oh well.
And speaking of close to good, but definitely not, Hindervines, 2 and a green, instant prevent all combat damage that would be dealt this turn by creatures with no +1/+1 counters on them.
Fog with downside.
Fog with downside.
I mean, kinda.
Yeah, I mean, like, if you're on the +1/+1 counters, this is a one-sided fog where you just, like, wrath their board basically after blocks.
Yeah,
Right.
but you got to be in a pretty
Commanding position.
particular situation to do that. And then last one was Killing Glare, which is X and a black, destroy a target creature with power X or less, which actually seems pretty all right.
Yeah, when you
It's just like hot.
Yeah,
Well-
F it, I'll take Whispering Madness out of this pack.
Yeah, I mean, this is actually interesting in that Boros red-white
Has
aggro
nothing here.
was the commanding deck in this format.
Yeah, and there's basically nothing in this pack for it because it doesn't even want Towering Thunderfist.
Yeah, I mean, like, maybe it doesn't even like pit fight because all of your creatures are quite small.
Yep.
So yeah, I think you take Whispering Madness and hope to wield a Psychic Strike. Barring that, I think maybe even Sage's Row Denizen, which can come down and block, like, the Boros Grenadier and a couple of other things.
Oh man, there was so many.
But it can't block Wojak Halberdiers, which is like your nightmare card in the Boros stack.
I fondly remember James and I breaking this format just by forcing all the 2-drops.
Yep.
That was one of our earlier recorded wacky drafts. Was we were just like, don't care what it is, if it costs 2 mana and it's a creature, we're taking it. And then we took Fixing and we destroyed that draft because no one else had 2-drops.
Yeah. Yeah.
You just mined out all the 2-drops.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was a heck of a thing.
Yeah. Basilica Screecher even goes in that, right?
Yep. Well, hey, we managed to get through
5 packs.
5 packs, kind of, yeah. Pretty good. Thanks, everybody who gave us those packs. Appreciate it. And thanks, everybody, for listening today. Yes, justice. That'll do it for this week. As a reminder, cardkingdom.com/LRR. The show is brought to you by Card Kingdom, and they're great. And it's also brought to you by you at patreon.com/LoadingReadyRun.
Get that Patron.
And that's going to do it. And we'll talk to you again next week.
Yeah. Until then, later.
Thanks, everybody.